Hey, everybody, welcome in. Westwood Living Podcast. Our next episode, we are featuring the one and only private chef, Matthew LaSpisa. How are you, my friend?
What's up, guys? How are you?
It is nice to be here. I didn't realize that we would actually be in what is, I guess, otherwise known as your private studio for your YouTube videos.
Yes.
This is where the magic happens.
My kitchen where I cook for my family, yes.
I honestly didn't know you did those at your house. And when I walked in, I was like, oh, look, this is where you shoot all your videos. So if you haven't seen Matt's videos, you should go check them out. What's the YouTube station?
At Private Chef Matt.
They're pretty cool. He gives you some great tips about things that you could prepare for yourself, things that you could prepare for your family. They're entertaining. They're kind of funny.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little... You had your sister with you one time, and you guys were getting in a little fight with your mom. She was on the set.
My mother wasn't happy. We were talking about my dad too much.
So this is an opportunity for people to kind of get to know who you are and learn about what you do. We've been reading some of the stuff that you've been contributing, the healthy eating column here in each episode of Westwood Living.
Yeah.
But where did this passion come from? What made you care so much about being a healthy eater, helping people prepare food the right way?
Sure.
Talk to me.
So, I guess it began, I was in high school, and I started going to vocational school, and that turned into culinary school out of high school, basically. So I would do like half a day in a kitchen in a vocational school in high school. So that's when I started kind of, doing the schooling as part at least. But before that, I guess, from my roots and my father and my mother. My father comes from Sicily, so I kind of grew up on his side with two immigrant Sicilian grandparents that barely spoke English, that lived in like a concrete jungle in Brooklyn. But the 12 by 12 foot part of grass that they had, they just turned that into a vegetable garden.
Oh, I thought you said you had to mow the grass.
No, there was no grass. There was no grass, right? So I would go there, and you would think like, you're pulling up to just concrete and pavement everywhere, and you would go in the backyard and this massive garden just surrounded by concrete everywhere in Brooklyn. So the smells and the string beans, the tomatoes, everything else that they had there was, something that kind of, I guess, stuck with me as a kid, and I ate a lot of that. Would bring it home to Jersey and things like that with my family. So I had a lot of that.
You have a very fit family. First of all,
thanks.
You're very fit, but isn't your brother like a bodybuilder?
So that's another part of, me going into the nutritional side, right? So I think the first side for me was food. I've always loved food. I've always loved like learning about food and cooking the food. And then I guess a little later in my life, maybe after high school, after I went to vocational school, my brother started doing like bodybuilding competitions in like college, and I cooked for him a little bit, and I kind of learned a little bit about like nutrition and the whole way the body works. Because if anyone kind of tells you they're a health coach and they've worked with bodybuilders, in my opinion, those are the best kind, because they understand the body, specifically how to break down fats, how to put on muscle, how to bulk, how to lean. It's all the science of your body is worked into bodybuilding. So it's really interesting, and I think that's what kind of made me who I am with nutrition and being a personal chef in general. But there's a lot more to go into that.
So let's talk specifically, because we're a few minutes in. I don't want to miss the headline here about like, how do people use your service? What do you look to do? Who do you aim to please?
Yeah, so I've been a personal chef for years and years and years, and now I am nutritional health coaching people. My goal is basically to teach people how to be healthy, basically, by themselves, right? I don't want to be the person cooking for them forever. I don't want to be the person that shows them how to go to a grocery store because I have to hold their hand. I want to teach them how to do that themselves. So I want to teach them how to use macros, how to not use certain fats, blah, 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 blah. But like, there's a lot that goes into it, and I want to teach them that.
What's the biggest challenge you find for most people? Is it just
Commitment.
Changing habits? Commitment to change your habits.
Yes,
a nice
exactly,
combination of what we both said.
Exactly. Changing someone's habit, changing your own habit's really hard. Changing someone else's habit is even harder. So if the person is committed to changing that habit, it makes it a lot easier for me to do it with them. So if that answers your question.
It does. So let's be fancy for a second and talk about the concept of you being a personal chef.
Sure.
So when you say you're a personal chef, is that for specific events, or is that for I can help you prepare your food for the week, or how do you define what your personal chef services are?
So I do a little of everything. I mostly do nutritional meal planning for people, basically, like earlier in the week or whenever. So basically, that you're gonna have lunches and dinners, a grab away and a microwave away, or a warm up away of some sort. I do catered parties. I've done cooking classes.
That would be cool. Like if you had a group of like 6 or 8 people,
Yeah.
and somebody like you came in and said, "Let me just take care of you tonight. I'm
Yeah,
just going to take."
I
care
do
of
a lot
some
of
stuff."
that. I do a lot of
How
that.
does that typically go? Do you work with somebody and they say this is the type of meal we want, and you go buy everything and then bring it in and cook it, or do
Yeah,
they buy the
pretty much everything you just said.
Really?
Yeah, everything you just said. Say you want to have a party, right? I would have a phone call with you. I jot down everything you kind of talk about as far as like likes, dislikes, allergies, things of that nature. I build a menu for the party. I send it to you. You okay it, or we keep tweaking it back and forth. And then hopefully the party's a couple weeks away. I say, hey, listen, day before, I'll be there a couple hours before. Don't worry about a thing. I set everything up. I cook everything. And, we'll talk about, plateware and all that stuff when I get there.
That's really cool. I got to do that.
What's that? Yeah.
I got to do that.
Yeah. It's nice.
That would be a really cool setup. So that sounds like it's fun. But what do you like best? Because there's a combination of a lot of different things you're talking about there. You're talking about working with people at a party. You're talking about conceivably meal prepping for a week. And then you're talking about the whole concept of being a coach. So
Right.
I guess you're spinning a lot of plates, but is there
Yes.
any one thing you like best?
Yeah, I mean, I do have more passion, I think, right now for the nutritional side of things. I mean, I cook everything. I've worked in New York, Boston, some pretty high-end like restaurants and hotels. But I think I'm doing this for a reason, and my reason is more towards nutrition now. So to have a conversation with someone, I start with like a Zoom with someone to kind of have the conversation of like, what's your goal? And then here's the habits we need to do to change that goal. Right? So that's kind of what I'm more passionate about right now. I do have other clients that I just do, meal preps for, even family meal stuff for. So it's not all nutritional meal preps. So the family meals are more in bulk, right? So someone like a Monday through Thursday, they can just kind of have, a specific thing in their fridge to just kind of pull out, warm up of some sort, and have it in their house. They don't have to worry about it.
And here's a
Well, not
two-pronged
time
question.
saver.
Yeah, good point.
That's
Good
all
way.
it is.
Good way to wrap it up. And here's a two-pronged question about. I would imagine you're obviously working with adults, but even in your own family, do you see that it trickles down that your kids, just by nature of being near you, are generally more healthy eaters?
It's a great question. My answer to that would be, I think the best gift you can give your children is, being as healthy as possible and giving them the habits that you have, right? So my strive in my life in general, just besides my business, is to show my kids like, dad works out, dad eats as healthy as he can, and dad tries to make us do both things, right? Obviously, there's other things in life, but that's what I can contribute right now for my children, and that's kind of what I want them to see.
And so you rub off on the people who you work with, who will then rub off on their kids.
That's
it's a trickle-down effect.
Yes, that's the hope.
I love it. So the episode we previously mentioned of your show featured your sister, who I did not know was involved in the wrestling world. Can you please give us a little overview of what's going on there?
My sister is a way bigger deal than I am. So she works with, she has her own podcast for like WWE, all the wrestling. I don't even know all the other channels of wrestling that she does, but I mean, she does podcasts with Ric Flair. She just did Cody Rhodes. She's kind of a big deal in the wrestling world. And she did a quick YouTube with me. That's kind of fun.
It is fun. You should check it out. I think we featured it on our website too. I got to be better about that. You got to give me like a notification every single time that you have a new episode, so I know that I could put it on our site, because if we can help spread the word about that, it's good.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. So you live nearby, which is great. You got a great, beautiful wife, beautiful kids. What else do you like to do? Do you do a lot of stuff together as a family?
Oh, yeah. I mean, go to the beach a lot. My kids are going to camp all over the place, so I'm running around. If I'm not cooking for people, then I'm cooking for them, or I'm running around with them.
Yeah, at that point, are you always the cook? Like, do you cook at home? Do you cook the meals for the family?
I think my wife would like it if I cook more at home, but sometimes
you need a day off.
Sometimes, I cook for clients too much that I don't really have time to cook at home, but I do as much as I can here.
Well, all right, I'll let you have the last word.
Yeah.
This is your pitch, your little elevator moment that you get an opportunity to tell the people of Westwood and beyond why they should reach out to you. And not only why, but how.
I guess the reason why you should reach out to me is because I'm not a person that's like, just trying to have a business to have a business. I'm having a business because I actually care about what I do in the nutritional, food world. I think that I do have the specific knowledge that I have is something that I think a lot of people need to have. And it's not even something that's just like, learning German. It's very easy when you get to it, and it's something you can hold on to forever. So I think that's the reason people need to reach out to me, because it's important to the point that I think people are forgetting that it's important to be as healthy as you can, and to be as nutritionist as you can. And, people are forgetting that right now, especially in this area. People, they love to make money and forget about, their own health. So
848-459-8871. That's the number you want to call. You want to follow Matt at his Instagram account, which is at Private Chef Matt. And of course, we want you to keep reading Healthy Eating in both the magazine and also online at westwood-living.com and each and every month. That is Matthew LaSpisa. He is our own private chef, Matt. Check out the show, check out the YouTube station, check out the Instagram, give him a call. It's just a fun guy to hang out with, and I'm sure that he could help you out. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom,
for your support of
Appreciate
what we
it.
do. And hopefully the phone and everything else starts ringing off the hook and you start getting a bunch of followers. But that's the very latest episode of this Westwood Living podcast with Matthew LaSpisa. I'm Tom Leyden. As always, if there's anyone else you want me to have a conversation with, just send an email to tleyden@bestversionmedia.com. I'll find that person, have a conversation, and share it with you right here across the network. But for now, sayonara. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.